Alrighty guys, we're back for some Dragon Aggro, and this is a March of the Machine, the Aftermath Standard Brew. We're going to go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked, but first things first, for anyone who may not know, I'm Red Cat, and I play aggro decks, and any decks with red in them as well, so I hope that sounds fun to you. Also, we do got that Discord link down in the description if you're interested in joining that up. Okay, what do we got in the build here? A new one, Kolaghan Warmonger. So, this is a 3 mana, 3/2 with haste, and when it attacks, you look at the top 6 cards of your library. That's a good amount of cards. You may reveal a dragon card from among them, put it into your hand, put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Not half bad, guys. I really like this one. It's definitely a fun build around, especially when we have other dragon stuff to build around too, like Invasion of Tarkir. This is a 2 mana battle siege with 5 defense. And when it enters the battlefield, reveal any number of dragon cards from your hand. When you do, Invasion of Tarkir deals X plus 2 damage to any other target, where X is the number of cards revealed this way. So you could think of this as some removal for the deck, potentially, right? But it's not going to be unheard of to play this out on turn 2 and potentially do like 4 to 5 damage to the opponent's face right then and there, which sounds pretty good overall. So what dragons do we got in here to actually work with these 2 cards? Well, we have Shivan Devastator, all 4 of them naturally. X in a red, it's a 0/0 flying haste, and it enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it. Pretty good, guys. We have 4 Manaform Hellkites, it's a 4 mana 4/4 flying. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, so that includes like our battle too, create an XX red dragon illusion creature token with flying and haste, where X is the amount of mana spent to cast that spell. Exile that token at the beginning of the next end step. Pretty solid dragon overall. Oh, speaking of solid dragons, guys, what do you get if you get rid of all the defense counters on the invasion? Well, you get to cast the Defiant Thundermaw. Forgot to go over it. It's a 4/4 dragon. Flying Trample. Whenever a dragon you control attacks, it deals 2 damage to any target. If you're actually allowed keeping the Thundermaw on the board for like a turn, you're probably just wrapping up the game, dude. That's a powerful creature that has a huge target on its back. Okay, more dragons. Atsushi, 3 of them. It is legendary after all, so we would definitely have 4 of these if it wasn't legendary. But anyways, it's a 4 mana, 4/4 flying trample. When it dies, you get to choose one of these. So you can either just create 3 treasure tokens, not bad, but in this deck in particular, you're probably going to choose this top one. Exile the top 2 cards of your library until the end of your next turn. You may play those cards. And the main reason we're probably choosing that top one is because we got some pretty cheap burn packed in here. All 4 lightning strikes, all 4 play with fires naturally, right? Since we have some pretty good and powerful burn, I opted for a couple Bloodfeather Phoenix. Just more power in the air overall. I don't know. It's pretty good, man. A lot of the times I have to find myself flying in to win the game anyways, so I think flying is the way to go for mono red sometimes. Bloodfeather Phoenix happens to be a decent one. Even when we don't have anything in here to actually just send this to the grave, that's okay. The opponents are going to kill it anyway, so... so it's a 2 mana 2/2. It can't block. Of course, it has flying. Whenever an instant or sorcery spell you control deals damage to an opponent or battle, you may pay 1 red mana. If you do, return Bloodfeather Phoenix from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste until the end of turn. So that'll help you clean up a lot of games probably. So a couple of them in here. And I have some honorable mentions if you don't like the Bloodfeather Phoenix as a 2 of. I have some other cards we could consider for this spot instead. But it also works well with Nahiri's Warcrafting. 3 mana sorcery deals 5 damage to target creature, planeswalker, or battle. So naturally, you could go turn 2 Invasion of Tarkir, do as much damage to your opponent's face as possible, into a turn 3 Nahiri's Warcrafting, and then go ahead and get that Defiant Thundermaw out right away, right? So then you look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the excess damage dealt this way. You may exile one of those cards, put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. You may play the exiled card this turn. Okay, not half bad, guys. Yeah, I think all 3 is going to be good. You know, we're still seeing a lot of Shieldred too, and this deals with that pretty well. Is that everything? No, it's not. We got one more card. Reckless Stormseeker. I I'm still just in love with the simplicity of a turn 3 Stormseeker into a turn 4 nice beefy flying dragon and give it haste. I'm still just in love with that. So we do have 3 of them in here. It's a 3 mana 2/3, and at the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control gets +1/+0, gains haste until end of turn. It's actually going to be pretty cool lines of play where maybe we're able to actually flip the invasion with some burn and then give the Defiant Thundermaw haste off the Stormseeker. It sounds really cool, doesn't it? And honestly, it becomes the Storm-charged slasher way more than you would expect. For some reason, it's nighttime often, and so that extra trample and everything goes a long way. All right, the mana base, guys. Even though it's an aggro build, I am opting for 25 total, and 2 of them are actually Mishra's Foundry this time. Finally, right? We do have a Crucible as well, of course. Honorable mentions. Commando faces Kolaghan. So, a lot of these honorable mentions could be replacements for the Bloodfeather Phoenix if you don't like the Phoenix in the build, although I do think it's going to be pretty good in here with all the extra burn. Commando could be one of them. Drop the Phoenix, go up a couple Commandos. I don't think you'll be complaining too much. Very powerful card, obviously, right? Phoenix Chick, same concept, only this one has haste, where Bloodfeather Phoenix doesn't unless it comes back from the grave, so... And it has the flying, which was the main reason that I added the Bloodfeather Phoenix, too, so definitely something to consider. Beldon's another great one, obviously, guys. Goro's a neat one. It works well because we do have modified creature because of the Shivan Devastator. And then it could create dragons, which kind of works with the Invasion of Tarkir once it flips into the Defiant Thundermaw. So, and the haste too, right? So you could drop like a Stormseeker and go up a Goro. Definitely something to think about, guys. I just don't think it's going to be that great overall in here. Thought about Smoldering Egg a little bit, a Volcanic Spite, and other pieces of utility removal I thought about for a bit. Chandra almost made the list. I like having the original list that I put together was 2 Stormseekers and 1 Chandra. I just like the Stormseeker plays a little bit more here. Thought about the Invasion. I thought about the Dragon Engine because it's a cool dragon that we could totally have in here, and the discarding ability does work with the Bloodfeather Phoenix. Moonveil Regent, I think Hellkite's going to be much better in this particular build, though. And then a Tyrant of Kir Ridges, a little bit too pricey for this particular version of the deck, as I'm opting to try to go aggro and not mid-range with it. Okay, guys, is that everything? Yeah, a lot of honorable mentions today because there's actually quite a few cards we could have packed in here total, huh? Either way, I think it's going to be a relatively simple one to play. Let's go ahead, take it into some ranked, and see how we do. Alrighty, guys, right into the first match. All right, what am I thinking? What am I expecting from the build? I don't even know anymore. I'm all over the place with my predictions, guys. Sometimes, like, I expect a lot from the build and it doesn't do too much. Sometimes I expect absolutely nothing from what looks like a pile of jank, and then it's just terrific. So, I don't even know, man. This is a good hand, though, I guess. Nothing early on, but a turn 2 Devastator isn't too bad. Okay, play with fire. Some early removal. Could be pretty good. Ooh. Could be really good. Let's take care of that Economy of Transience. Of course it could eventually come back, but getting that off the board while we can is huge, man. Yeah, we're gonna get this down. It's better than a turn of doing nothing. Plus, you know, a 1/1 in the air happens to be pretty decent. They might even opt to remove it at some point. Lifelink, Companion, Draw. We've been seeing a lot more Selesnya enchantments, and honestly, I don't mind that. I know there's some people who really don't like Selesnya enchantments, but I don't mind it. Not bad. I think we can successfully get Warmonger and swing. I think they take it. I don't think they block here. Ooh, Atsushi to the hand. Let's go. 6 cards is a lot. I really doubt we miss too often with Warmonger, because there's so many dragons packed in here. 11 total dragons, I believe. If they trade, then that's a great trade for us. Like, we want this Naturalist off the board because lifelink is terrible. But then also, yeah, they get everything for super cheap too, so... Back up to 17 for them. So Stormseeker is probably the play. Going for the swings, getting ready for the Atsushi. Hasty Atsushi. Play with Fire probably hits Naturalist, but this might be protection here, so gotta be careful. I think it's still gonna be attempting to take care of Naturalist, though. I do. It's a good bit of damage. We could hit face. Get the Scry. I don't think so, though. Alright, let's grab the Hellkite. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, man. Warmonger are keeping our hand nice and stacked. If it's protection, it's best to do it now before their draw. Oh, nice. Nice. That's huge for us. Although they do get the Kami of Transience back to hand, though. That's worthwhile, right? I think so. I don't think we want the Jukai Naturalist on the board. I think that's worthwhile. Ossification. Take the Reckless Stormseeker so we can't fly in with our dragons. So if we go Warcrafting on Transients, we have to be careful. They could still eventually bring Transients back to their hand. We could just start getting some slower stuff on the board, too. Warcrafting, we could see a 2-mana card. I shouldn't have played the land. Oh no. C2. Trade with the Warmonger. C3. If we take care of this. I think I want to do this before combat. Still not protection. Uh-oh, 2 3-mana cards and a land. Oh, no. I'm pretty sure I played a land this turn. That's my bad, guys. Well, I'll grab the land anyways, just in case I'm wrong. Nope. That's my bad, guys. I always do that. I'm just so excited to get the land on the board, man. You know what I mean? Okay. I'm actually going to set this Devastator up this turn. Actually, 2, 3, 4. We have 4, 4 in the air next turn. 2. No, yeah, no, we're saving it. Dude, Warmonger is crazy. We grabbed 3 dragons off of it so far. That's insane. Yeah, it's too bad that Mishra's Foundry actually could have come in handy too. They drop us the GGs. Is that it? We're going all in the Devastator then. That's it. Another Devastator off of the Warmonger. Yeah, good game, opponent. You never know, sometimes when the opponents drop the GG, that means they have a really sick play that they're about to do. I mean, dude, Warmonger was an MVP there, just keeping our hand completely stocked, and I could have played that one out just a tiny bit better with the Warcrafting especially. There was that play where we took out the Jukai and they got their Kami of Transience back to their hand too. I think that was still worthwhile, but it is definitely something to think about if there was a better way to get rid of those creatures in a different order, which I don't really think there was, because either way, Kami of Transience was going to get buffs beyond our burn spells, but not too far beyond our burn spells because we did have the Warcrafting. Either way, it ended up working out, so. Overall, I don't think the opponent saw too much there. Realistically speaking, they should have had more lifelink creatures. Like, we see Catilda in that deck nowadays, which is cool. Catilda's awesome. Excuse me, guys. Okay, a lot of burn. Devastator Atsushi. Opponent goes first. Alright. I think this is fine. If we're up against mono red, the extra burn to remove their early creatures is great. Which we could very well be up against mono red. Kumano, okay. So, Mountain and Pass. We keep the Play with Fire open and ready. Unfortunately, Kumano gets a lot around the Play with Fire play. And mono red, oh, Epicure. I mean, we can actually hit that, but do we? Or do we just wait to hit the Commando when it has haste? And Mishra's Foundry. Alright, I'll take out the Epicure. It's one less creature. We have open mana now, which we will still have the Lightning Strike open next turn, but unless we draw like another Play with Fire off the top, then I don't think it's worth keeping that open. Just don't. And the festivities, okay. And we're just gonna go ahead, pass it on back, keep the Lightning Strike. And I'm okay with seeing burn off the top for the rest of the game, man. They have 3 mana. I'd rather them power up Foundry to hit with the Lightning Strike than play something out of their hand, but Swift Spear. Okie dokies. And now it's just the Foundry. So we probably hit Swift Spear here, right? While we can. Yep, I think that's completely fine. Because there's going to be moments where they can get the Swift Spear above a lot of our different types of burn. Crap, guys, more mana. Like, it's not that bad. Eventually we'll need a lot of mana, but... So we'll get our Foundry down this time. And I think we will play this as a 2-2. And try to get some burn off of our face. So if they go Play with Fire on the Devastator instead of our face, it's not that bad. If they don't have the burn, then Devastator becomes a great trade with either... Like, honestly, it's not a bad trade for the Etching. It really isn't. Just trying our best to prevent the aggro side of their deck until we can get some chunky dragons on the board is essential, so... I think that's completely fine. And yeah, we need all the land possible there, so... Yeah, and if we trade with Foundry, I mean, that's really good. It's a really good trade, man. Get that Foundry out of here. 1 less land means 1 more turn away from a Raiju drop, so... And an Epicure. Okay. So Epicure and End the Festivities. This might be just a mechanized warfare build. Jing's about to flip. We go Invasion of Tarkir. It doesn't really matter, does it? It's better just to get the blocker down and hope that they don't find burn off the top immediately. I mean, like big burn, right? Like a card that I would include in the deck, like the Nahiri's Warcrafting. I've been finding that big burn to be absolutely essential when playing red. Excuse me, guys. I apologize. I'm gonna get a drink of water real quick. Yeah, dude. Atsushi is a terrific blocker. More land, that's pretty bad. A creature dealt damage this turn by a source you controlled would die, except when there's the threat of exiling the Atsushi. Like if we blocked and they had a Play with Fire in hand, that would be pretty bad. So Invasion's gonna come down. We'll have Mishra's Foundry open on the ground too. We're gonna hit one of the etchings and just hope that we see something off the top that isn't land. We do have 25 in here, so we can't complain too much about seeing the extra mana, but 7 out of the top 12 cards is a little excessive, so take out one of the etchings. They do have the blood token open too. They can always filter. We can swing at this and try to get the ball rolling. Can power up Foundry. They might even trade, so that way... Actually, a trade into the Foundry now that we have all this extra mana isn't bad. We're taking pressure off of our face, and if they let the Invasion flip, then it's looking really good for us, man. So I think they trade on the ground here, and it's not bad because we have all this extra mana. Meanwhile, the Defiant Thundermaw can come out next turn. And if it's like burn off the top, like a Play with Fire, hit the Invasion, then we can swing Atsushi at their face and then destroy the etching with the Thundermaw's ability. Oh, they found their Warfare. Okay, down to 9. It's a little scary. Okay, Lightning Strike. There's the burn I was talking about. Is that worth it? Or do we just... Yeah, no, that's worth it, isn't it? We flip this before the swing. This is good, man. This is really good. Defiant Thundermach comes down. Swing in, 2 damage to the etching. I'll tell you what. They need something fancy. I guess now that Warfare's on the board, a Lightning Strike does take out the dragons, but... GG, opponent. GG, that was sick. That was awesome. Very nice. Alright, let's hop into the next one. Yeah, so far, like, we've had some decisions, but it's a relatively easy one so far, isn't it? Like, there aren't, like, a tremendous amount of decisions to be made in a deck like this. There's definitely going to be moments where you got to math things out because of all the extra burn and stuff, but that's relatively easy. Opponent goes first here. Alright, if it's more mono red, at least we have the early burn, and we know how powerful an Atsushi can be. It could be a nice little brick wall. More mono red, huh? Okie dokies. Keep the play with fire open. For something better than a Phoenix chick, hopefully. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it. Keep the 2 open for a lightning strike, maybe? Reckless impulse. Okay. Swift Spear, Phoenix chick. Okay. We go Devastator. There's no guarantee that they don't just play a land, play Swift Spear, play Phoenix chick, dropping in the festivity full swing. So it's just gonna be keep our burn open and hope that we don't die in the next 2 turns. That's the hope. Swift Spear, and Phoenix chick, right? Nice. So they tapped out, so we get to successfully hit a Swift Spear, which is a much better target than the first Phoenix chick, guys. Like, a much better target. Now we get to keep the Lightning Strike and maybe just take care of the other Swift Spear right now. Warcrafting can be next turn. Do this before they can buff the Swift Spear above a Lightning Strike. Take 2 from Phoenix chick down to 13. Whatever's in hand, those pretty scary. Warcrafting could be next turn, but so could the Atsushi being able to block the Phoenix chicks. I think this is fine. A Devastator, a 2/2 Devastator is not great against mono red right now. In this current scenario, I should say. Sometimes it's fine. Okay, down to 12. Oh, Blazing Crescendo. Dude, we're in trouble. That's 3 extra damage. And they saw a lightning strike off the top. Oh my. Oh my. All right. So, yeah, it's going to be the Atsushi. And then next turn, all right. I got to remind myself so I don't do it again. We go Warcrafting before playing a land, just in case the only things we see off the top is land. Wow, Blazing Crescendo number 2. Oh, man. Did we block that and let the Atsushi die? They have so much more. Even if we block this, they have Lightning Strike for the Atsushi. And if we block this, they have Lightning Strike for our face. So, either way, it's probably 4. And Atsushi's probably dying. So I'm just going to go here. Because if Atsushi doesn't die this turn and dies to something next turn, then it's going to get exiled. So, down to 5. Atsushi should probably go searching. Then again, treasures would be fine because Nahiri's Warcrafting could help us find like a big dragon. But the top 2 could help us find burn. This is a tough decision, guys. I'm going to go top 2. I was just saying the deck wasn't giving us too many tough decisions, but that because we're getting completely wailed on by mono red. They're about to flip the Commando too is the thing. So we go Warcrafting. Manaform doesn't block well. Squeeze gonna come down, go wide. It blocks well, don't get me wrong, but then we can't do anything else this turn. Meanwhile, if we just keep the burn open before Squee attacks in, they're not going as wide. It's going to be Warcrafting on the Phoenix chick and see a land. I'll play with fire. It's too bad it's only this turn. See the land, play the land. Lightning strike the Squee before they swing. Taking 2 from etching, so a lightning strike could just... They would need Mountain Lightning Strike, which I guess isn't unheard of. So the Atsushi didn't do anything, so if we would have grabbed Treasure, we could have played the Devastator this turn too, but it really depends. I guess the Treasure in that scenario would have been better, but we didn't know what we were going to see off the top here. So yeah, I don't know. I don't really know. Okay, Squee comes down. We still have 1 mountain available, so we hit the Squee before the swing. Swift Spear. All right, it's still going to be the Squee, right? Even though they can bring it back next turn. Oh, it has to be the Squee, actually. What am I saying? Because once they swing in with that, it's 3. Oh no, it could have been the Etching, actually. If it was the Etching, we would go down to 1. Yeah, I think we were on the run this time, guys. Oh, another mountain off the top, too. Oh, boy. Yeah, we were on the run this time round. These Blazing Crescendos were amazing. These were incredible, opponent. Those did wonders this game. Oh, buddy. Good game, though. Oh. I'm gonna let him play it out, though. Because they bring Squee back, they full swing. But they could just have burn in hand, too. I'm not sure, like, if we would have seen something different than... I guess, like... I guess a different thing... Well, yeah, I don't really know. A different burn spell wouldn't have done too much either. They still had a lot of hasty creatures, and as long as they had enough, they were going to be able to bring the Phoenix chick back too. Yep, that was just going to be an uphill battle regardless, huh? All right, let's keep going, guys. I feel like we can get at least 2 more games in, maybe even more. If we keep seeing mono red, I guess like 15 more games at this rate, right? We'll see, we'll see. It's crazy, the decks that I'm seeing recently. Just a wide range of a bunch of different things. I'm seeing a lot of Atraxa Reanimator. You know what I'm not seeing too much of, though? I'm not seeing too much, like I was a couple weeks ago, but now I'm not. The Union of the Third Path Control. Hey, we go first this time, which means we're probably not up against mono red, right? It's not a bad hand. We have 25 land in here total. I'm confident that we will see our 3rd one for the Stormseeker and the Warcrafting. Yeah, we're gonna hit face for the Scry. Wow. We have no dragons in hand, so that's a little embarrassing, but I do like the draw. I don't mind that at all. Yeah, I don't mind the battle at all, because I think there's a lot of ways for us to clean up that battle. Oh, hey! Mirror match? Question mark? Probably. Well, they have Blast Zone in there. That's interesting. Uh-oh, no 3rd? Oh, it's just going to be a Bloodfeather Phoenix then. See if the opponent hit their 3rd. If they didn't hit their 3rd, that's hilarious, dude. It's an actual mirror match. Maybe they didn't. I don't think they hit their 3rd, guys. Requisitioner. Oh, there's the mountain. Okay, they're just not as happy to play land as I am. There's our 3rd. That's good news. So it's a great trade for the opponent. Both of these trade way too well. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go Stormseeker, swing for 3 in the air on the invasion, and hope that this isn't a play with fire as soon as we target this. It is not. Awesome. All right, and then they swing with Requisitioner. We let it go through because we don't want them to ramp. with the Requisitioner. It's going to be interesting. Requisitioner, one of my favorite red cards from that set, actually. Trying to think what else was in this set. Oh, Valet. Valet was in this set, wasn't it? Yeah, Requisitioner's awesome. No! Brotherhood's End. Oh, that's so bad for us. Okay. We're gonna go play with fire. Okay, another invasion. Okay. Losing the Stormseeker is really bad. But... oh, they're getting a 4/4 too. Stop it, opponent. Stop it. Stop it. This is madness. Oh, okay, if we saw a land off the top, we could have gone... I mean, we could still see a land off of the Warcrafting. There's 25 land in this deck, guys. Now, it would have to be right away, right? I was going to say we need to bring the Phoenix back, but we wouldn't have time to play the land and then bring Phoenix back. So if we go play with fire, the invasion, that would be the turn. That would be it. If we go Warcrafting the Thundermaw, then at least they're not getting the invasion here. And then we do have that chance. We see another Warcrafting off the top, so put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So we're just going to decline because that gets sent to the bottom. Oh. I hope. Usually it reveals it if you know. The rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. You may play the exiled card this turn. Interesting. I really don't know what happened to that card. Alright, we're gonna try Warmonger over the Play with Fire. I'm sure this gets cleaned up by some spot removal though. Oh, at least we get to see a dragon. And at this point, thin out the deck, right? Because we need to see... yeah, luckily we got to swing before they did the Volt Charge, so... hopefully we see a land soon, though. So they put a thing on the Blast Zone. Oh no, there were 4 mountains just waiting for us. That's okay, guys. There's still 22 total mountains to find. So I feel like we have a good chance. Oh, the Proliferate, they added a defense counter to the invasion. Nice. That's cool, opponent. Devastator for 3, swing at the invasion. Excuse me, guys. Just clearing my throat right in everybody's face. I apologize. Alright, Devastator for 3. We're going to try to flip that invasion. They only have 2 cards remaining in hand, so at some point. Yeah, let's go. Alright. Let's get this on the board. Defiant Thundermaw. I wonder if they use that Blast Zone, because this is technically 2 mana, right? Each non-land permanent with mana value equal to the number. It'd be a 1-for-1. Oh, Volcanic Spite. Oh, man. It'd still be the Blast Zone. Just clean up this board. If this is 2... it is 2 mana, right? Does it... I feel like it is. Yeah. Okay, it cleans up theirs, though, too. So, this is anyone's game. Although they're seeing a lot more mana, so... Warmonger, keep Play with Fire open is better than just playing... I feel like it's better because we can get the Scry. Uh-oh. And we could have seen a dragon there too, but that's fine. We actually have a lot of dragons out of the deck already, don't we? We have 1-2 in hand. A Devastator here. If we save Play with Fire for next turn, we can bring the Bloodfeather Phoenix back. Maybe I should have played a dragon. Getting Blast Zone ready. Getting it to 3. Alright, let's bring the Phoenix back instead of scrying here. Wow. I mean, Lightning Strike's terrific. Devastator? I'm gonna keep that on top. I am. Bring that Bloodfeather Phoenix back. Swing for 5 and we'll keep the Lightning Strike open. Another... oh, that's right, that's right. We kept that on top. That's funny. That's right, because we scried. So we'll keep the... Sorry, guys, I'm crazy sometimes. All right. Yeah. So Devastator's great to send to hand. Probably just Lightning Strike their face. They go Blast Zone, hit Warmonger. If they kill Phoenix, then we don't Lightning Strike this turn. We do it next turn. If they don't kill Phoenix, we go Lightning Strike this turn and then Devastator. See, they still have one red source open, so it's potentially a play with fire, which means if they hit the Phoenix, GG opponent, GG. They knew we had the Devastator in hand, so very, very nice, guys. How far are we? We're 35 minutes in. Let's go. One more game. And I believe in us, man. So far, so good with the deck. I really like the Warmonger, so yeah. Actually, now that I said that, I don't know if I'm saying its name right. Is it just Warmonger? It might be. Oh, well. I'm famous for pronouncing everything correctly every single time, right? Right? Now I want to see the I want to see the card here. Hopefully we'll see it in the last one. Opponent goes first, so all right. We got our burn. It's good. It's a good hand, man. It's not bad at all. Visitor. Ew. All right. We play with fire before the protection, right? Yes. Yes, let's get the visitor off the board. Because we got second play with fire now. Teachings, cool. Anaya build. Okay, second mountain could be Devastator for one, keep play with fire. I think it's gonna be so Warcrafting next turn. Let's keep the play with fire open. There's a chance that we see the invasion, so 3 mana. Audacity, let's go. Fable, naturally. Oh, okay. Or another enchantment enters the battlefield under your control. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. So let's see where they target. Deals combat damage to a player. They create a token. Alright, so we definitely hit the Calyx here, and they swing for 2. Yeah, we don't want that to be on the board by any means. Okay. Play with fire number 3, because why not, right? Gonna wait on the Warcrafting. I don't think we're gonna die anytime soon. We're just gonna go Devastator. Let's swing? Question mark? I don't know, opponent. I appreciate you playing something a little different for us. I appreciate that. Sometimes the meta can, in fact, be stale. Sometimes. Not all the time. Buff Calyx number 2 to a 3/3. Warcrafting could help us find our 4th mana for Atsushi next turn, or the Play with Fire as well. Alright, let's see if we see land in the top 2. We do not, actually. That's shocking. We have 25 in here. So we're going to decline. Be a little sad about it and swing in the air. Like, we still have Warcrafting number 2, so... Catilda. Yeah, no, Warcrafting hits that for sure. Ooh! Ooh! They're gonna draw off the Audacity, but that Catilda's scary business, man. And they have the 5 mana to eventually just go for the Disturb. They're making sure... They're making sure that we have trouble getting rid of the Catilda. So you see a mountain here. Unfortunately, we're not going to see anything with Warcrafting, but we have to hit this, man. We have to. Like, this, there's no question in my mind. So they draw. They have the option to bring it back with the Disturb cost, which is very scary. But whatever they target, hopefully Play with Fire hits. That's the plan. We're going for the swing because I think we can outpace them. So they cast Catilda back from the grave. They target one of these, and then we Play with Fire the target. Thank goodness for Play with Fire, guys. Thank goodness for Play with Fire. That was 3 of them. All right, Mountain is gonna be some good old-fashioned hasty goodness. Let's do this, because we still have the Foundry open too. It's a 6 in the air, and then if they don't find removal, it's 6 in the air next turn. We'll see, we'll see. Like I said though, opponent, I super appreciate you playing something different. GG, buddy, GG. All right, guys, that's what I'm talking about. 40 minutes in, and I want to talk about this one for sure. Wow, we actually accidentally ranked up a little bit there. The best way to rank up is accidentally. That's the best way, when you just least expect it. Yeah, overall, not half bad, guys. Let's go ahead and crack this pack too. Let's see what we got here. What do we got? Ooh, my first one. Let's go. I don't know how to pronounce that, and you guys know it, so I'm just going to completely skip over that. But I've been wanting to build around this card, but just didn't get around to crafting it yet. So, yeah, nice. That was sweet, dude. Let's go over the deck one more time. By the way, if you guys ever, you don't like watching me mingle about and cracking packs and stuff, always feel free to fast forward through the video. I always keep chapters down in the description. There's timestamps too, so always feel free to skip ahead, guys. Here's the deck list again. Dragon Aggro. I liked it, man. We can definitely put up a fight in the mid game as well. The Warmonger, it's Warmonger, not Warmonger-er. Ah, man. Anyways, yeah, Warmonger. This is a sweet card. I like this, man. Just a 3 mana, 3/2 with haste. It isn't too bad already. Like, that's all right. But just keeping our hands stocked with dragons was awesome. Holy cow. Yeah, having 11 dragons in a 60-card deck and you're seeing the top 6 gives you a good chance of always seeing a dragon unless you already drew them all, right? And at that point, it might be looking pretty good for you. I do like the configuration of dragons we have here. I think it's completely fine. I like the configuration of burn as well. I do like having all 3 of the Warcrafting. I said it earlier, I believe. Yeah, I believe I said it earlier. I've been finding it more and more just important to have big pieces of burn that can hit a lot more. And 5 damage is terrific. Taking out a Sheoldred is necessary. And that's another thing, man. Where's all the Sheoldreds? Today was weird. We saw a lot of mono red, I guess, but yeah. Stormseeker is great. I think the 3 is fine. Invasion of Tarkir is pretty cool. I would have liked to see it more than we did, but we did get to see it a little bit. We didn't get to do anything fancy with revealing dragons today, though, did we? So I think there's going to be a lot of moments where you do get a lot of big damage through in the late game after grabbing a bunch of dragons off of the Warmonger or something. Seems pretty cool. But yeah, when you do flip the Defiant Thundermaw, you're just cleaning up the opponent's little etchings. You're just cleaning everything up or just pinging them in the face, dude. The Thundermaw is terrific. Holy cow. Really liked having the Bloodfeather Phoenix. Like I said, if you didn't like these 2, there's a couple other things you could add instead. But I really like having this. We have enough burn in here to just say, okay, it's good enough, and the opponents are going to kill it anyways. Like we saw in that last game, or the second to last game, I don't remember right now. Just hitting the opponent with a Play with Fire, bringing back the Phoenix chick is enough. A Bloodfeather Phoenix, I'm sorry, guys. You know what? I think it's bedtime, unfortunately. I've been messing up my words all evening. But this was a really fun time, guys. I do like the double Mishra's Foundry in here. I don't think it's going to hold you up as much as it holds up other versions of Mono Red. Recently, like, we've been seeing a lot of Mono Red that just runs a ridiculous amount of 1-drops. And all those 1-drops take a red pip. And so what ends up happening is you see your Foundry early on, and all of a sudden you can't play 2 of your 1-drops on the same turn, and it really slows you down. And so I've just been avoiding Mishra's Foundry in my mono red builds. But in this deck, as you can tell, you know, we don't have too many 1-drops overall, just like the Play with Fire. And then there's not too many red pips after the fact. Like, there's no triple red pips in anything. So like the double here. I guess there's going to be some times where you see 2 Foundries and a Mountain, and now you can't play your Warcrafting on 3, but it's not going to be too often, is it? So, yeah, I do like the double Mishra's Foundry in here. I do like the 25 land, too. I mean, sometimes you're going to flood. Sometimes, for some reason, you're never going to see your 4th mana. That's just magic, though. I don't think I would go up to 26 by any means, and I wouldn't drop down to 24 either, although I guess you could get away with 24. I guess. Guys, if you made it this far into the video, for real, y'all are champions. I super duper appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.